Once more, I, Quincy Morris, have been awakened from my slumber, for I have learned that there are people out there who mock me by being bad at Marvel Snap, specifically in using the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is what this video is going to be about. I know I continue to warn everyone that you must be good at board games. But people aren't. Not in Marvel Snap and using the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, you may be saying, Quincy Morris, Marvel Snap is a video game, not a board game. But it's close to being a board game and a card game, so shut up. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. Now, there are a lot of videos out there on Marvel Snap by much better people at the game than I. And even a lot of videos out there on Guardians of the Galaxy decks. And some of them are not bad. Some of them are pretty good. But I think all of them miss a fundamental idea behind how to make a Guardians of the Galaxy deck. And I kept looking for a deck that was similar to mine, and I found some that, if you sort of squint, they're sort of similar to my Guardians of the Galaxy deck, and so I was like, that's it. I will make a video on this. Now, some of you may be thinking, Quincy Morris, you kill vampires. What do you know about playing this superhero game? Well, believe it or not, in general, there's actually a lot of spillover in terms of the type of skills used in the Fury of Dracula combat system and Marvel Snap. The predictatory nature of both games become really... There's a lot of crossover there. And a lot of crossover to where that jumping into Marvel Snap, it felt like my ability to predict my opponent was a lot more than an average person jumping in, just because I played so much Fury of Dracula. And that, I think, especially applies to a type of deck that I call Guardian Bait. So, in Guardian Bait, there's a few cards in here that I would say are vital and a few ones that are not. The defining feature of a Guardian Bait deck are the Guardians. Cards which have effects which trigger if your opponent played a card here this turn. Mantis, Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, and Gamora. If you don't have Drax yet, you could use Jessica Jones or Crossbones, a strong 4-drop, something like that. But the most defining features in this deck are actually not the Guardians, but the bait, the things that go along with the Guardians to make it easier for you to be able to trigger your Guardian effects. I think I just realized that the sound is off, but that's okay. I don't believe in editing. So you get to see me in all of my unedited glory. The bait part of a Guardian Bait deck are the cards Daredevil, which obviously a lot of Guardian decks have Daredevil in them because it's easy, it makes sense. On turn 5, you get to know where they go, and you get to play to that lane. That's pretty obvious. I think Lizard also, because when you play Lizard, people have a tendency to play in the location with Lizard in them. Storm, also same idea. You eliminate a location of being able to play the 2, it turns it from a 1-3 into a 1-2. And Spider-Man. Now this is a big one. A lot of people, at least I have looked for like minutes upon minutes. I have scrolled through, I think, an entire 1/2 page of YouTube results on Guardians decks, and I haven't seen a deck that includes Spider-Man. Which makes no sense to me, because, okay, you play Spider-Man, and it's like Storm, but only for 1 turn. They can't play to that location. You're funneling... The idea is you funnel the opponent into being forced to play in a single location, and then you trigger your on-reveal abilities. And then you have Odin to re-trigger those abilities. So, I have Enchantress. You could use Shang-Chi. It depends on what flavor of the week tech card you want to use. I'm convinced Mantis is a tech card. You can pull people's combos. And if you get really good at predicting, which I think I am, of course now that I've said that, then my gameplay is going to be really bad, you can break combos, which is really good. There's a lot of advantages to this deck. One of the things is that it has several paths to victory. The obvious combo is Daredevil turn 2, Storm turn 3, followed up by Drax to secure the lane that Storm's in. Now Daredevil reveals. Turn 5, you use Spider-Man and one of the 1-drops to secure the other lane. Boom, you've secured 2 lanes. And then in turn 6, do whatever the heck you want. Gamora and the other 1-drop, or Odin to re-trigger something. The idea is you don't need to pull off each of those combos. Marvel Snap is a very chaotic game. Things can happen which will break those combos or make it where you can't do those. And so you need lots of contingencies, which I think good decks are designed around. I'm not particularly great at the game, but I haven't seen people run this deck. The closest thing I've seen is someone ran a deck that was similar that didn't include Spider-Man and used Leader instead of Odin. It looked like a really good deck. It was different enough from mine that I felt like I needed to talk about this one, because this one is special to me, because I made it without any advice, and I've done pretty well with it, although I haven't had much chance to rank up, because I'm bad. So, I will go ahead and just start playing the game. I think unedited footage of people playing the game is really good for this, because I think there's this belief, and it could be completely wrong, that people just upload their wins and then maybe a loss. I think unedited footage has a chance of making people maybe believe you more that it's legit. I have no reason to think that people edit it to only make themselves look good. Daredevil is, of course, a good play here. I like playing to the empty locations. I think there are more locations that benefit you for playing to an unknown one than ones that punish you, like Space Throne. This is kind of bad. This is the new location that I don't know how to play around, but that is fine. So we want to save a 1-drop, and currently there's not anything that makes us think, oh, this person is playing to this location. But playing the normal Star-Lord is actually fine, because we can re-trigger him with Odin. So we'll start stacking up on a location. I don't think we'll stack up on the X-Mansion. I think we'll save that. We want to save the 1-drop for Spider-Man. We might draw... oh, and I triggered it. Look at that. That's nice. I mean, it doesn't give us a whole lot of power. Oh, Typhoid Mary. And I think I'm going to snap on that. That is very nice. So, is this an ongoing? It is not. Okay, so the question is, what do? We don't want to play Spider-Man yet. Do not play Spider-Man on turn 4. I have a Lockjaw deck where sometimes I play Spider-Man on turn 4, but in this deck, never play Spider-Man on turn 4. Spider-Man is a turn 5. This is my 5-cost card, and it comes along with this too. So do we do something with Enchantress? Makes sense to me. Let's get rid of that nasty Typhoid Mary ability. That seems like a good idea. And then all my guys are back up to full strength. And... okay, why did you... okay, so presumably he's going to use Silver Surfer to buff up these Broods, I would guess. These are all 3 costs, right? Okay, so that's what, +2. So we want to go for the other location. There's a few ways that we can do that. I think the Spider-Man play into Rickety Bridge is pretty good. And of course it depends on where he plays. So we can secure Rickety Bridge, and then we basically make a play on X-Mansion. Which makes sense to me. Probably with Gamora. And we'll use, depending on what he does here. Wait, it's not my turn yet, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, he's going to ruin the location. Now, I go first. Yeah, this is good. So we'll do this, and I'll do this. This will stun it. What is this? Armor? Yeah, armor's good. Well, but it's gonna swap for something. And then we'll do Gamora on the final turn. Okay, sounds good. And then maybe Odin to re-trigger Enchantress if some really bad ongoing card comes out. So, it's after each turn, so he will ruin the location before the bad stuff happens. What is his strength level? 3, right. So, oh, but does he cost 3? He does cost 3. So, the Silver Surfer will boost this, which is unfortunate. Okay, Cosmo. What does that change? Oh, he retreated. Okay, well, I wasn't sure I could beat that, but hey, a win! I was afraid I was going to lose all of these, but, you know, a win is a win, so I won't say no to that. Yeah, a lot of people... And I built this deck before the buffs to the Guardians. You guys merely adopted the Guardians. I was born by it, molded by it. I didn't see an ongoing card until I had become a man, and by then they were nothing but blinding. You don't need a lot of experience. I think you just need a lot of game sense to know how to combo with people. I'm not convinced that having Daredevil on the Rickety Bridge is all that good, so I will move him over here. I don't know how to play with the Rickety Bridge. This is definitely not anything that's focused towards a certain playstyle. So let's think about this. Where do we think they're going to play? Probably not Machine World, and honestly probably not Danger Room, because those both have negative effects. So what we do is what's called a Xanatos Gambit. We play to Avengers Compound. This is a Xanatos Gambit in the sense that either choice the opponent makes we benefit from. If they play to Danger Room, there's a chance they blow up. If they play to Machine World, cool, we get a free card. If they play to Avengers Compound, Groot benefits and gets the bonus. He plays the Danger Room. Now, of course, he could just roll well and not die, in which case, you know, good for him. And that's exactly what happened. So, you know, the best thing to do in the game, generally speaking, is to have good luck. Is this an ongoing card ability? It is not. These are pretty cheap. I will play them here. I think he's going to continue to play for this location to keep that Adam Warlock ability. So we will endeavor to benefit from that. He did not do it this time, but what that means is now he's no longer winning the location. He won't benefit from Adam Warlock. Ha! Wong! We love to see Wong. Well, for a couple reasons. Firstly, we can just disenchant Wong with Enchantress, which I think we'll do. Also, players tend to play to the Wong location, which this Guardians deck is very, very strong against. You just play against where it is. They obviously don't want to use Cosmo. Let's see, Ironheart and Star-Lord. Yeah, let's just Enchantress this. That seems like... I mean, that's going to block 6, and this will trigger twice, and I'll resolve first. Yeah, this seems like a good play. In fact, I'm going to snap here. I'm not as in a strong a position as you might think that I am. Because he's still going to get a lot of value from here. But I think I might be able to trick him into escaping. Yeah, this is actually pretty bad because he's winning 2, and I can't play 2, so... I could... unfortunately, I snapped, but that sometimes happens. I'm going to go here and hope that I get lucky. We'll see if he's doing the math right now to see if he can win. I won't. If he stays in, I won't win, because all he has to do is play a thing to Machine World. I played my cheap cards, well, one of my cheap cards early, so I wasn't able to split. Generally, this deck is pretty good on curve. Yeah, so I'll lose this. But one nice thing about being on curve is that you generally have a really efficient energy card. You generally have a very efficient card to play. That doesn't always mean that you can play a lot of cards. So it's really important to lock down locations, and if you can't, to retreat, which I should have done there, but I didn't, because I'm bad at the game. But I will keep playing because I don't want to just show my wins, I want to show my defeats, and hopefully this can show you a thing or two about how to play properly. We're tempted to play the Mantis, but we're not going to because it's a 1 in 3. It's worse than a 1 in 3 because there's a chance they don't play anything, like they just did. You want to wait for the situations where either you just gain value by playing the card, like with Daredevil, or you're in a situation where they will be punished for not playing a card. Oh, okay, standard thing, you have to do that. Or you're in a situation where they're tempted by some sort of game effect to play a card to a location. In this case, I think I'll do this. Because I don't really feel like... Well, actually, I sort of feel like they're being pushed to the middle, so I'm going to try that. Because I don't think they want to play to Machine World, and I think they might be afraid to play to the Rickety Bridge. And that's exactly what happened. And I drew a card. I play Fury of Dracula, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, that's X. If I can get a Daredevil out... No, but I have both Daredevils. Okay, so is that an ongoing? No, it's not. I could disenchant Mr. Fantastic, but I'll wait to... I think I'll wait to do that. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna do this. This seems a little risky, but I'm gonna do it. Professor X to the Rickety Bridge might be a good idea. Okay, so this is interesting. He won't play to Machine World. so we're... Do I do Professor X here? See, one fun thing about this game is that you're often being thrown new cards. And so you're having to learn how to play with those new cards. Playing Professor X would be such a casino play here. The safer play would be Star-Lord and Lizard. Well, of course, multiple, if there's more than one card here, destroy it. I don't think he will, because I think he's afraid of dying, so I'm going to do this. Yeah, okay, and then I got this location. Great. And he can't move vision there, because that's how that works. So what we do... There's a few... Well... Okay, Gamora, I think, is the play here. Yeah. Well, he could move here. He's got to keep this here. Yeah, so I'm down by 3. Gamora's a 13. Do I think he can play more than 10? I don't think so. I think he's going to play a 9. Ooh, I think that's a bad choice. We'll see. Ah! Wow. Oh, I still win. Okay. Wait, do I? Yes. Yes, I still do. Okay, great. More victories for me. Victory. And, yeah, okay, maybe I got lucky with the Professor X, but when you get a game sense, you can often predict that where people will play. And when you're able to manipulate the board a lot, that becomes a lot easier. And the best thing is when you can just punish someone for not playing, which is why I use Lizard, although you could swap out Lizard for something. He's not really integral to the deck. Okay, so we won't play the Rickety Bridge. Ugh. So I'm gonna play here. I don't imagine that he'll play here, but I will at least have some presence on a space. And he played there, probably because he was thinking the same way. Oh, I'm getting really good with my guesses. We don't have something because the Ice Man is wrecking our face, as is customary. Now this is pretty good. Not being able to play your first card here means a lot of his stuff is going to be focused towards that middle location. I'm going to actually play the Lizard here because he's cheap, and he's already played some cheap cards, and the idea is if he's forced to play a cheap card to cause these guys to die, it's sort of mana efficient for me. Quinjet will make things interesting. We'll want to disenchant that if we can. Storm. Ooh, that's interesting. Yes, I'm going to try Storm into... Well, he's already going to play here. So there's a couple things I could do. I could Storm Rickety Bridge to sort of ensure I have that location. But then I would have to try to gain something on the final turn, which seems unlikely. I feel like a Drax might be a better play. To Washington, D.C., tie that up. Although, I do want to limit his ability to play things. So I feel like I should play a Storm of some kind. Yeah, I don't think I have the combo here. I'm actually going to retreat. I don't want to get a... lose more cubes. You really want to play Storm on turn 3. Having to play Storm on turn 4 is pretty bad. Because generally turn 5 is supposed to be your power move anyway. And so improving how good your turn 5 is going to be a problem. One weakness this deck had in some of the earlier versions is that turn 5 was great, and all of the other turns were bad. And it was like, okay, well that's a problem. You can't just try to win just with turn 5. You got to try to win in multiple turns. So the curve of the Daredevil into Storm, into Drax, and then you have a good turn 5 was a lot stronger. I'm actually going to play this on Yonder's location. Because I want a strong location, no, strong card here, and I don't want to risk going into the nothing location. Oh, Squirrel Girl actually would be good in this deck. Or with this weird new Rickety Bridge location, which I have not used. Dream Dimension. I'm fine with that. Again, we're not playing Mantis. I think... So, I could play the middle location because I think he's playing there. Alternatively, simply playing to the right location is good because it puts presence in this space. to where I'm winning it, and I think that's probably the better play. And look, he ended up being there anyway. Okay. Oh, now this is also really good. So we suspect that he will be playing some card here to destroy things. So we play Groot. And then he'll play something here, and then we'll re-trigger Groot. Well, maybe. I mean, maybe he won't play it here. But, you know, you look at the board and try to figure out, oh, he's playing to a certain location. And he didn't do it this time, but that's fine.
Spider-Man here.
Ooh, don't play Spider-Man on turn 4, guys. Oh, don't do it. Don't you do it. Okay, we will... And what's great here is we get to see where he's going to play. And then we're going to just play Spider-Man to the other location. And we'll have basically won that location. Let's see, you're playing... Yeah, okay. Carnage. That's to be expected. We'll play Spider-Man here, and then we will have gotten this location. And then, what we do is we play Odin to Dream Dimension. And then, that's putting a lot of meat in this location. And, if he plays anything there, which it's likely that he does, we re-trigger Star-Lord and Groot. So, will it guarantee that we win? Maybe not, but I'll snap anyway. We are down by 7, but we're going to be gaining a lot out of this. If I were better at the game, I would just do math on the fly. He didn't. That gets me to... Does that tie it? No. I'm up by 1. And we win it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. I didn't even do the Storm combo, which is the best thing to do. And you can actually, like, basically win before turn 6, which in some ways is bad, because you aren't going to get all of the cubes that you normally would by going all the way to turn 6. And it's not to say that the combo isn't invincible. I mean, White Tiger being played into the Spider-Man's webbed location obviously will mess things up. You know, Ultron. There are things against it. I will do this, so that if he plays something, if it's the Rickety Bridge and he plays something there, everything dies. Goose! Yeah, Goose is fine. I got nothing against Goose. I will play... So, here's the thing. He's unlikely to play to Goose's location. Because... Well, actually... Oh, it's turn 3? No, he's actually likely to play to Goose's location because he maybe thinks, oh, later I'm not going to be playing a bunch of stuff. Why would you play Lizard to the hub? Why don't you play into an empty space? Is this an AI? There are AI in this game. It happens. You do not want to play Enchantress here. That is a thing you do not want to do. I will play Drax. Just because in... Okay, Rock Slide, that's fine. I have a pretty good hand at the moment. So if I just do Gamora and then Odin, that's fine. In fact, I think I'll do that. So there's a few different ways that I can do this. Enchantress and Mantis. There's not a real good reason to do that. This is where it gets into a real guessing game. So I'm gonna go here. It'll give me presents in the event that he doesn't play there.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, he's gonna go here, but because we are playing this deck, I have a pretty good chance of winning this location, and I will actually snap. And I maybe think that I'm too good at the game, but it's worth a shot. Oh, he's gonna play right and win this. Yeah, that's a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that's on me. I should have swapped that around. Let's see how good it is. So, will 6 win it? Oh, that'll tie that. Oh, no, I think I win this. Yeah, I win the tiebreaker. Because I win by 13 and he wins by 9. Ha! Victory! Well, once again, this deck proves to be moderately okay. I still want to pull off the Storm combo. Of course, you have to get specific cards in the row, but the thing is, each element of that combo is its own combo. Just having Daredevil out is a good ability. Just doing Storm into Drax is good. Just having Spider-Man on turn 5 with a 1-drop is good. Each of those things are good individually, and combined together, they're especially powerful. And that's what I think make the best combos in this game, is when the combos individually work well. Things like Sunspot and Infinite, you can kind of throw that into any deck and it'll do okay. And having an overly predictable deck, I think there are problems with that. Because prediction, I think, is a lot of the game. Okay. I'm going to throw this out because as long as I have a 1-drop, I don't really care about the other one. And there's maybe a chance that he tries some combo here with Nova to kill it immediately. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least I'm throwing meat onto the table, so to speak. Okay, and there we go. We get it. Yeah, destroy decks. This deck is has advantage, I'll say, against those. I'm not gonna say. Oh, Carnage, great. In fact, I'm gonna snap on that because he will. Wait a minute. No. I have Storm. What am I thinking? I'm gonna do what Storm do. I'll get rid of Fisk Tower in case he uses an arrow or something. And while I don't have Drax, I can use Groot and Rocket in a pinch. And it will sort of effectively do the same thing. And now he's overcommitted to this lane, and I'll probably give up on that. Or maybe I won't. If I had been running Shang-Chi, this would be really good. I have run Shang-Chi in this deck, and Shang-Chi works just fine. This will basically guarantee this. And then I basically hope to get to Gamora, and then I can do Gamora into Odin and gain the other location. That's the idea. Or if I only get Drax, that's fine too. Drax into Odin, also very good. Yeah. So that's pretty good. He conceded the lane, which is a good thing to do, but that's a Xanatos Gambit. We now have the lane. Great. Since I don't have... Ooh, is that ongoing? No. I'm gonna do this. There's a chance he plays an ongoing card. I'll play this. Maybe he pulls out a lizard and I can fill up the lane. Okay. Probably. Okay, it's Venom. Hopefully Wolverine jumps to either of the other two lanes. That would be ideal. If we had played Spider-Man, that would have been really good. I may have to retreat here. Odin will... Yeah, I can't win this. I'll retreat later. This hasn't ever worked. My brother says once retreating later made the other guy retreat. Because he was afraid. I can't imagine he would retreat from an Enchantress. If I had snapped, basically feigning that I had Shang-Chi, but like... Man, Shang-Chi and Enchantress in a deck? I mean, sure, you can run that, and maybe I could even run that in this deck, but I don't think someone would assume that I have that. Although, this deck isn't very common, as far as I know. So, a lot of people don't really know how to play against it.
Escape.
And, yeah, sometimes when you snap early, you get a bunch of value, which is what he did. I'll try to win on a, end on a win. I'm going about 50-50 here. Again, this is not a... Well, no. I would say this is a good deck. It does a lot better than most of my decks, but maybe that's not saying much. Mojo World is great for this deck. People tend to play there. So, you know, play to Mojo World. Ooh, now this, of course, is an annoyance. Which one do we think they're going to play to? I think he's probably going to play to Muir Island. Well, no. See, it's kind of a 50-50. I'll guess Muir Island. And you never want to guess in this game. And, you know, that is... He didn't play anything, which comes into the Xanatos Gambit part of things. We didn't draw Storm, which we really wanted to get. I'm going to play Daredevil. And I think we'll just maybe make a play on the other locations. We don't have a whole lot of individuals that we can throw down. I really would prefer to just play Storm to Mojo World, and there's Storm. So let's do that, actually. So that way, our individually strong characters can get big. And on turn 5, we'll hit... Okay, Cosmo. Okay, I'll just... More Cosmo's location, then. These guys are steadily building up, which I like. Okay, let's see where you're going to play before I decide if I'm going to retreat or not. Okay, let me see. Brood. Which makes me think that you're going for either a Cerebro or a... no, this is a Silver Surfer deck. So I could force. Oh, this is an idea. I play Spider-Man here, forcing him to play here, so Silver Surfer doesn't go off, which would be a really good play if I had the ability to actually stop this, but I don't, so I'm going to retreat. Which of course is one of the nice things about
Escape.
is that you get to see these things ahead of time. I'll keep going. I like how quick these games are. This is very one of the big pulls of this. Melon, that's an AI name if I've ever heard one. Hey, winning against an AI, still the cubes are cubes. That's what I say. Okay, blind play of Agent 13. That's fine. Clintar. Okay, I would assume you would maybe avoid Clintar. I'll try this. Just gets meat on the place, meat on the table, so to speak. Mantis is better to play early than Rocket Raccoon because stealing a card is better to do early. Rocket Raccoon power is useful at it. Power is more useful at the end of the game than it is at the beginning, because getting power early in the game gives your opponent information. Whereas getting cards early in the game, especially the way Mantis works, does not give them information. Ooh, that feels bad. But it happens. Lizard is actually really good at these negative locations. I'm actually going to play here, because I think he might be working to build something up. With how good I've been good at going at guessing, I might as well have a match where I don't guess. Oh, I didn't play anything. Okay, well, I'll just take the free tempo. Obviously, we don't play... Ooh, Daredevil. Good time to play that. I will do this, because that will push me over the edge here. Which is good. And now I will have the Spider-Man. Oh, no. Right. It's... Oh, okay. I feel like an idiot there. I feel like a dumb man. I'll still try this. Yeah, the symbiote ate the Daredevil. Oh well. But, I still get it. Well, hold on. No, if he's going for Hela...
Enough said, bub.
Ah,
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
and I'll die. Oh, but I can still play something there to win it, unless he goes back, which he doesn't. Great. But this is the final turn. I can't play 2 cards, so I will retreat. Ah, lost against what's probably an AI.
Escape.
And that's on me for messing up the problem with Daredevil. But that's actually a thing I like about the game. There's so many complex interactions that it's really easy to make rules mistakes, and so it really rewards analyzing the effects, because they change every game and they're all very different, and you kind of just have to deal with it. Do I want to play something? No, I don't think he's going to play at a negative zone. Can't imagine that he would. Why? Well, I guess Squirrel Girl, if you're going to play her somewhere. Yeah. Ooh. Does that change anything? So I could spread these. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just throwing stuff on the table and I kind of have nothing better to do with my mana. Don't get anything out of it that time. Okay. Not sure how this changes anything for me. I mean, I'm gaining a slight advantage in 2 locations, which doesn't really do anything. Mojo World. Well, this is kind of obvious. But I'm saving that for Spider-Man, so I'm not going to play anything. And I may have to retreat again. Which is fine. Now, Enchantress. Is there anything here worth disenchanting? No. No. I'll do Groot. Yeah, and then I think I do... maybe Spider-Man here. This makes a lot of sense to me. And I'll do this in case he plays there. I can play Odin there to re-trigger it, and I have a decent chance of winning that. Okay, so I have Mojo World. That's good. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, we'll go for negative zone here. This actually helps him, but, ooh, I could storm into... No, storming wouldn't help me. Actually, kind of like this move.
Opponent snapped.
Okay, let's see here. He can play... How much... Well, the question is, how many things can he play that have more than 3 power? This Daredevil is a... Oh, I had a chance to retreat. I guess I don't. Saw the retreat button. But that's not how it goes. So... that didn't work out for us. But that is fine. I will continue playing. I still want to end with a win. This is when you know I'm going to get into a big losing streak. But hopefully I'm illustrating the kind of ideas in this deck. Again, you obviously I pointed out what the key bits of it are. Still don't know how to play around this rickety bridge. But one advantage that it seems to be having is that it's limiting... People aren't wanting to play there, which means they're going to be wanting to play to other locations. Okay, we don't want to play the Lizard to Stark Tower because it's going to attract people, so we're going to put it over here, even though there's a guy here. Fascinating. Okay, well I'll just have that. Thank you. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I'll put this here, and I'll put her here. Yeah, actually we'll play her early. Because if he doesn't play anything there, I just get the bonus. And if he does play something there, then she triggers. Again, those Xanatos gambits you have to set up. Whatever choice the opponent makes, you get a benefit out of it. We steal Bucky from them, which doesn't do much, except we can play Bucky here, which I kind of like a lot. We can save that as a final play, and I really actually quite dig that move. So we'll play Drax to Stark Tower. You don't want to fill up a location, because it gives the opponent near very high amounts of information in terms of what is going to be there. That'll kill some stuff. But Mantis already kind of did her job by drawing the cards, so, you know, we hate to see her go, but such is the way of things. Okay, we don't have a 1, obviously. We'll see where he plays, and then we'll make a decision. So what I might do is, on turn 6, I do, like, Enchantress and Bucky, or something like that. What do we got? Deadpool, Deathlock. Let's do this. Yeah, and that will get us Muir Island. And then Bucky, I think, will get us this ridge, so I'm gonna snap.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Because the stuff will die, and then Bucky will come back and be the thing that is alive. And he doesn't know that he doesn't have Bucky. So,
All systems
yeah.
go.
And then we'll play Enchantress here, because maybe we'll win that. Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. I mean, it's not a lot, but, you know, we're at least contesting it a bit. And hopefully he stays in fights, and if not, hooray, I won a cube. And it's not going to look all that cool, but... Again, I'm not seeing people play this deck, or things that are like this deck. And you can modify certain things about it. You know, Lizard, Enchantress... I may want to try swapping out Odin for Leader, just to see what it's like. Leader seems very strong. You're giving up a lot of meat. By that I mean the inherent power of... what's his name? The inherent power of Odin is very strong. Yeah, so Bucky Barnes wins that for us. And that all came from because we were able to play the Mantis, because we understood about locations that attract playing cards to it. And also, the fact that it was a Nova suggests he was setting up some discard combo. So, yeah. So we have some wins, we have some losses. Hopefully you can see one of the ways that you can do a Guardians deck. Most of these cards are pretty low level. Really, the only real, like, hard cards to get that you really need are Daredevil and Spider-Man. You don't really need Drax. And then pretty much everything else is like Tier 1, Pool 1, Pool 2. So give something like this deck a try. And also have Godspeed.